Obviously outbound is fucked. We're talking about that because people will be listening to this thinking we know what it's like, Keenan. I don't have a problem. I'm okay. So if outbound is fucked, what does that look like? What are the symptoms of that? If I'm going to listen to this on my walk to work, what are you going to say right now that's going to make me sit up and listen and go, fuck yeah, maybe we do have a problem?
That's a fantastic question. Fantastic question. Look, the symptoms are this: that you're making 200 calls and you're getting 1 or 2 connections. So the first part about, from my perspective, the reason that outbound is so fucked is because connection rates. I can't influence those. And everybody's like, oh, well, yes, you can. You can call at different times. Like, okay, you maybe move the needle this much. Just please stop. There's not a repeatable, effective way to get people to pick up the phone. Okay, you can't. Okay, same thing with emails. Emails are getting filtered faster. They're not reading them, etc. So the first thing is if you're making calls and you're making hundreds of calls before you get a pickup, or even one connection for 50 to 75 calls or more, you're in trouble. You're not in trouble if you're getting connection rates for every, I would say, 20 or less calls. I think you're not in trouble. So that means if you make 80 calls, you can get 4 setups. It's not ideal. That's a lot of calls just for 4 pickups, but I mean that's executable. You can do that, right? Another one is when they do connect, you're not getting them to set meetings, so you're not able to set meetings, or your meeting set rate is really low. So if you are getting connections at all, and every 4 people, you're only getting 1 meeting for every 8, 9, 10 connections. Okay, again, do the math, right? So if it takes 10 connections to get 1 meeting, right? And it takes 50 calls or 100 calls to get 10, that's 1,000 calls, right? To get 10 meetings to get 10 connections to get 1 meeting, 1,000 calls for 1 meeting. That's not sustainable, right? So the way to do it is take a look at your entire process. Go from connections to meetings, scheduled, people showing up, opportunities created, opportunities closed, and ask yourself, how many calls and emails does it take to get from there to even an opportunity? Even forget the closing, opportunity and then close. And if you're starting to talk about thousands of emails and thousands of calls, it's not sustainable. It's too much work.
Is there
another way of doing it too? How much does that SDR create and close business, right, from their outbound efforts? How much is that SDR against what you're paying them and against all the tools you're paying them?